Hello, Natasha Harrison here with Community Build Ventures. And if you have been following us this month of December, the last month of 2020, we have proclaimed December the month of gratitude. We do a process called Brave Space Building, and part of that process is we always ask participants, what are you grateful for at this moment? It offers a passageway, doorway in, or an awakening to hopefulness and abundance and infinite possibilities. And so we always do that. And if folks are having a hard time identifying with gratitude at that moment, we offer them to think about um, if they were grateful, what would it feel like? What would it look like? Right. And so I want to offer that to you at this moment to reflect on, what are you grateful for at this moment? So as you're reflecting, um, at this time, I want to offer gratitude, another grateful moment this year for us in Community Build Ventures. Um, and uh, and what I think about when I think about all the amazing partners that we work with this year, all of them, just very grounded and committed to racial equity and justice, but then also just really just committed to people, to love, and a lot of times abundance, and believing that it is possible. And when I think about some of our partners, we talk a lot about and really push organizations to truly be grounded in community engagement that builds, wills, and shares power. And what does that look like for their organization? And I would say we were able this year to work with three amazing groups of folks that are from the community and leading community-led grant-making work. Just immensely grateful for the opportunities to really see and to demonstrate and to model that community, that racial equity truly needs to be rooted and grounded in policies and practices that are led and shaped by the community that it is supposedly trying to support, um, in the work, in the programs, in the policies, etc. So it is great to really model and see that in action. And so we want to lift up at this moment in this video three amazing initiatives, opportunities that really model that. The links to more information about these groups can be found in the description of this video, or if you're watching this video through our blog, you will see it in the description in the blog related to these three amazing organizations. And so I will share each one and their work. And I really encourage anyone that's reading this to learn more about this, because that is the possibility. That's what should be happening. We should be doing our work from community leadership and not from what we think a community needs. Like the community members that are there should be integral to the development of any programs or practices or policies for a neighborhood, or a city or a state, really, right? And so, in no particular order, I'm going to share each organization or the initiative and just, explain a little bit about them. So, the first one is Thrive Thomasville. Thrive Thomasville supports, is a community-led grant-making initiative through support from the Community Foundation of Greater Atlanta. Residents, we have worked for the past 2 years with residents to define grant making opportunities, grants, particularly grants for their community for issues that they care about. So the first year, there was a youth program, there was a feeding program that was that received dollars from the grants that these community members um, develop the application, develop the criteria, develop the issue areas that they really want to see projects in. They made the decisions, and then they supported these projects. And so just very grateful for them. But I would say this year, because of the pandemic and what was going on in their community, they were very adamant about key projects that we just need to implement to support the community that were urgent. So, and they said our seniors need help. They need PPE. They need other supplies and resources. And then they said there is a community, a housing complex, apartment complex that has, it's a low, it's definitely a marginalized community of residents in an apartment complex who are being the best word I can say is displaced. I mean, just honestly, they're being displaced because their housing situation is in dire needs, and the new owner is going to fix it up, and hopefully these families will come back. But these families have endured so much with fighting the current landlord about fixing things in their where they live in their apartment. And so these community members said, you know what? We need to do something around care, around, healing, around self-care. And we help them define a healing basket to give out 200 healing baskets to the residents at an apartment complex in the community. The apartment complex is Forest Cove Apartments in the Thomasville community, which is located in East Atlanta. And we developed these healing baskets, and it was a success. I mean, I felt that the community members really loved them. They gravitated towards them. They had things like Epsom salt, personal care kits, excuse me, PPE. They had adult coloring books to hopefully quiet, help them settle their bodies and minds. Activities and games for their children. We gave grocery gift cards. We gave transportation gift cards. We, had teas and a mug, candle, a journal, items for toiletries for men and women in the healing baskets. And they, and we also had this amazing spray. I have a example of it. Thriving Roots really is a, a a a tool that one Black woman in our community is Dudley's Apothecary, that she makes to help with, setting intentions. You spray it, and or, again, to arrive your senses, to get in touch with, what are your senses telling you, what is your body telling you, to really help you feel grounded as you may be going through stress. So we had that in the basket. So just so very grateful that these residents saw that and set that intention, and we're grateful that we were able to help them do that. That we had the ability to do that. And then the last project they did, they said, you know what, our seniors need heaters. We're having, which is a issue around energy rights in Black communities, of truly being exploited by energy prices, etc. And so you have some seniors that won't use their energy, or for whatever reason their homes are not energy efficient. And so we were able, through the grant dollars, to purchase heaters, and the community members that are part of the council, the Thrive Thomasville Council, who advise, who actually, well, I don't even think the word is advise. They advise, but they really do make the decision on how these dollars are to be spent in their community, help with the distribution of those heaters. So that's Thrive Thomasville Heights. Please check them out and support them. The next group is the Stadium Neighborhoods Community Trust Fund. After the sale of Turner Field, the Atlanta Braves stadium, $5 million was put in a fund for those communities surrounding Turner Field to grant out to their community on issues related to job training, workforce development, um, affordable housing, and community development. And so these, it's 10 members at the time, 10 amazing council members that are representing the neighborhood surrounding Turner Field said, you know what, we need an immediate COVID relief. And although the three areas I mentioned, job training, affordable housing, and community development, um, don't fit necessarily nice and neat in those legislated categories. They advocated and pursued a relief effort, an immediate relief effort to organizations that were leading that in their communities so that they could get more dollars on the ground to help people with rental assistance and with energy assistance, utilities assistance and rental. And so they went into action. They had conversations with council members and was able to provide relief to the tune of, I believe, have to check it, but I believe it was the tune of close to $300,000 to get on the ground immediately in the spring, summer of this year, because they saw the rise and the dire needs of their community. So immense gratitude for them for stepping up in their truth and pushing, right? And pushing to make sure that, the spirit of those dollars, yes, is for those three areas, but it means nothing if people are displaced or can't access, that are not comfortable in their homes. So immense gratitude for them. Please check them out. And then the last initiative, this is actually an initiative, FUBU ATL Fund, For Us, By Us Atlanta Fund, which was developed in partnership with Atlanta Thrive, which is a Black-led parent advocacy group for Black parents, for parents of children who are attending the Atlanta public school systems. And then we had LAPS, which is a Latino-centered organization to support Latino parents of children that are in the Atlanta public school system as well. Through support of Redefine Ed, they developed a parent-led fund to support Black and Latino parents of APS students. And so they were able to grant out $100,000 in immediate relief that supported rental and utility assistance. So each parent got up to $599. A check was sent to them. They were supported in making sure they can access the funds, etc. We also made sure that our Spanish-speaking parents had the right information in Spanish, and also were supported when we reached out to them to verify that it was, a person that speaks Spanish to really help them navigate the process to access the funds, etc. And so just immense gratitude for Atlanta Thrive and LAPS for leading the way, for it being parent-led and supporting these parents. But I will say with all three of these groups, as I'm thinking about Thrive Thomasville Heights, Stadium Neighborhoods Community Trust Fund, and Atlanta Thrive and Atlanta Thrive and LAPS that created the FUBU ATL Fund initiative, is that there's so much more that is needed. These these amazing community members, neighbors saw a need. The need is still so great. So please check out these organizations, support them, spread the word. The Stadium Neighborhoods Community Trust Fund is currently has a grant opportunity out right now. The applications are due on January 11th. So please check that out. That is an immediate opportunity for organizations that are supporting communities that are around Turner Field to definitely check that out to get some more support to get into the hands where people need it most. So again, gratitude for these community-led groups, and so looking forward to what they will do more of and accomplish in 2021. And again, I leave you with this. What are you grateful for at this moment? Bye.